Hello and welcome again to Fox Comics in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. And we are unpacking this week's comic book order. And we're going to start with the Chotsky and graphic novels and such. Up first, Ice Cream Man, the Mortal Coil Shuffle playing cards. We have those. V for Vendetta, the compact DC Compact Edition, showed up this week. G.I. Joe, we have both the direct market and the standard cover for volume 2 of their trade paperback. Comic-wise, Savage Sword of Conan, large format comic. There's your variant cover for that. Another large format comic out this week is Space Scouts by Matt Kent and Dark Horse, and that is issue 1. And there's your variant cover for that. And then another large format from Distillery is Chip Zdarsky's White House Robot Romance. And there's the variant cover for that. And then also in this week from Image Publishing is the Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. And it's, I think, the giant size proof of issues 1 and 2 are in here. So just a wonderful, wonderful thing. All right, we're going to start with the comic books. Up first we have from DC, Absolute Green Lantern, issue 8. And there's one of your variant covers, and there's another variant cover. Also from DC, Absolute Superman, issue 13. And there's a lovely variant cover and another variant cover. From Oni Press, we have Adventure Time, issue 7. From DC, we have Adventures of Superman, Book of L, issue 3. And some lovely variant right there. From Marvel, we have Alien versus Captain America, issue 1. And there's a beautiful foil variant, which of course we had to order because it's foil. Also from Marvel, The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 15. And we have a couple of very pretty covers for that. I believe it's a new suit, new alien, new nemesis. So, you know, here we are. Key collector. You jump all over that. And a beautiful street verse variant. And then that beautiful variant right there. Also from Marvel, Amazing X-Men issue 2. And there's your street verse variant for that. Dark Horse Comics brings us Archie versus Minor Threats by Patton Oswalt, and that is issue 3. Image brings us Assorted Crisis Events, issue 6. That's out this week. Thank you. Marvel brings us The Avengers, issue 32. And then we have some Pixar Toy Story 30th anniversary variant for that. We have the Street Verse variant for Avengers 32. And that lovely variant as well. DC brings us Batgirl, issue 13. And there's your variant cover for that. DC also brings us Batman issue 47. Facsimile reprint. And there's your foil version of that. Big release next week, or this week from DC, is Batman issue 3 from Matt Fraction. And there's your design variant. And there's your another beautiful variant. And there's your 1 in 25 incentive variant. Then we have from Vault Comics, issue 4 of Post Malone's Big Rig. Marvel brings us Binary, issue 2, and that's part of the Age of Revelation tie-in. DC brings us Birds of Prey, issue 27. And there's your variant cover for that. And then, gosh darn it, a whole nother lovely variant on top of that. Up next from AWA is Charlemagne the God presents Illuminati, issue 5 out of the 5 scheduled. DC brings us Cheetah and Cheshire, Rob the Justice League, issue 4. Image Publishing brings us Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger, issue 10. And there's your lovely variant for that. Dynamite Publishing brings us DuckTales, issue 8 from Walt Disney. EC Comics brings us Cruel Universe, volume 2, issue 4, with just a wonderful cover there. And there's your variant cover. Marvel brings us issue 1 of Echo, Seeker of Truth. And there's your variant cover for that. Dynamite Publishing brings us issue 4 of Gargoyles, Demona. Image Publishing brings us G.I. Joe issue 13, and this is the start of the Dreadnought War. It's going to be a 5-part series. There's your Mark Spears variant. I love these variants. Very, very cool on both the front and side of that. And then another variant here with the bullet holes in, which I think is fantastic. And then your incentive variant is there. Then up next we have Godzilla, and that is issue 4 from IDW. DC brings us Gotham Academy First Year, issue 2. DC also brings us Harley and Ivy, Life and Crimes, issue 1. And of course, there's going to be a scad full of variants on that because it's 2 pretty girls, so that always happens. Dark Horse Comics brings us Mark Millar's Huck, Big Bad World, and that is issue 6. And then up next, we have from Image Publishing, Impact Winner, Evenfall, and that is issue 1 of that, and that will be out Wednesday tomorrow. DC brings us issue 13 of JSA Year 1. DC also brings us a big release tomorrow is DC KO Night Fight issue 1. So we're going to start seeing some of the battles going on. So the Night Fight launches tomorrow. Laura Kinney Sabretooth, and that is issue 2, part of the Age of Revelation tie-in. Marvel brings us Miles Morales Spider-Man, issue 40. There's your Streetverse variant for that. Boom Studios brings us Jeff Lemire's Minor Arcana, and that is issue 11. And there's a beautiful variant for that. Marvel brings us Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, issue 14. And there's a beautiful variant cover for that. Dark Horse Comics brings us Nemesis Forever, issue 3 from Mark Millar. Ignition Press brings us a new title from Tim Seeley called No Place. And there's one of the variant covers, and there's another variant cover. Bad Idea brings us issue 2 of Planet Death. Marvel brings us Planet She-Hulk, issue 1. And again, there's going to be a scad of variant covers for that. And there's your Streetverse variant. DC brings us Poison Ivy, issue 38. And I think we'll see a scad of variants for this. Just beautiful variants, too, including the foil. And that variant as well. Dark Horse brings us Quick Stops, volume 3, issue 3 from Kevin Smith. Dark Horse also brings us Resident Alien, issue 3 out of the 4 scheduled. Image Publishing brings us Rook Exodus, issue 8. Quite a few of you are reading those. From Archie Comics, we have a facsimile reprint of Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, issue 1. Image Publishing brings us Scorched, part of the Spawn universe, issue 46. There's your variant cover there. Marvel brings us Spirits of Violence, issue 2. IDW brings us Star Trek Red Shirts, issue 4. And remember, with the red shirts, you either work to win or work for them. Marvel brings us Star Wars Legacy of Vader, issue 10. Dark Horse Comics brings us issue 4 of Tex Arcanum. Dynamite Publishing brings us Thundercats Lost, issue 8. Dynamite also brings us Thundercats Palmyra, issue 1. And there's your variant cover there. Ahoy Comics brings us issue 2 of Toxic Crusaders. And there's your variant with, I think it's a cover, but you have the card with it, collectible card. Marvel brings us Ultimate X-Men, issue 21. And there's your lovely variant there. Valiant weighs in with Valiant Beyond, Tales of the Shadow Man, issue 3. Image Publishing brings us issue 24, Avoid Rivals, which I know quite a few of you are reading that. There's one of the variants there, and I think that's your incentive variant right there. And then finally this week, Walking Dead from Image Publishing, issue 124, Walking Dead Deluxe, and there's your variant cover. Remember, all the items you see here go on sale tomorrow, Wednesday, November 5th, here at Fox Comics in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. Thanks.